Hey guys, this is Mr. Ngom on your YouTube channel Ibrahima Ngom Attitude. Welcome to lesson number 14, BFEM Anglais. In today's lesson, we are going to deal with tag questions in very simple and easy English, very understandable English. And here we will see how to form and how to use tag questions with exercise at the end of the lesson. So please stay till the end. I am Mr. Ngom and I am a teacher of English. And this is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my channel, like the videos and comment on them. Here we go.
So, when do we use tag questions? We use tag questions at the end of a statement to ask for confirmation. Example, it is delicious, isn't it? Les tag questions, on les retrouve souvent à la fin d'une phrase. Comme nous l'avons ici en rouge, le tag question isn't it, ça sert à quoi? Supposons que j'invite un ami chez moi à prendre le petit déjeuner. Après quelques bouchées, je lui dis, c'est délicieux, n'est-ce pas? C'est délicieux, n'est-ce pas? It is delicious, isn't it? Ce n'est-ce pas là sert à quoi? So why do we say isn't it? We say isn't it to ask for confirmation about what we have said here. It is delicious, we want confirmation. So, tag questions mean something like, are you okay with what I have said? Est-ce que ce que j'ai dit, vous êtes d'accord avec? Do you agree with me? Do you think so? Am I right? So tag questions can mean something like this. Are you okay? Do you agree with me? Do you think so? Am I right? Now, how are tag questions formed? How do you form tag questions? To form tag questions, we must pay attention to mainly three aspects. What are those aspects? Donc, pour former les tag questions, il faut faire attention à trois choses. Ces trois choses-là sont lesquelles? The choice of the verb, le choix du verbe, souvent auxiliaire. The choice of the form, le choix de la forme. Ce sera négative ou bien positif, affirmatif. So negative or affirmative form. And the choice of the subject. Quel sujet faut-il choisir for tag questions? So to form tag questions, these three aspects are very important. How to choose the verb, the form, and the subject. Let's practice. You are happy. Tu es heureux, n'est-ce pas? Aren't you? Now look at how is aren't you formed. We have here in red, we have the verb, which is an auxiliary. We have the form, negative form, and in green we have a subject, you. So the choice of the verb, the form, and the subject will be very, very, very important in this lesson. So you have to be very careful. Now, forms. On va commencer par les formes. À quelle forme sera le tag questions? Tout dépend. Positive statement. Donc, lorsqu'on a une affirmation affirmative positive, the tag question doit être negative. So when you have here positive, here you have negative. When I say positive, I mean affirmative. When I say negative, I mean interrogative. It's okay? So are and are not. Et n'oubliez pas, ne mettez pas are not, il faut contracter obligatoirement. You have to contract. Don't say are not. It's aren't. And you pronounce aren't. It is raining. Is in the affirmative form. So normally, tag questions must be in the negative form, isn't it? Number 3, she has resigned. Has is in the affirmative form. So here you must have negative form, interrogative, hasn't she? Number 4, they did the job. Did is in the affirmative form, and here we must have negative form, didn't he? Tu es heureux, n'est-ce pas? Il pleut, n'est-ce pas? Elle a démissionné, n'est-ce pas? Ils ont fait le boulot, n'est-ce pas? So here negative, here interrogative, vice versa. Donc vice versa, lorsque la phrase est négative, le tag doit être positif, affirmatif. You were not here. Were not is negative, so tag must be were you. Were you? It is not raining, tag question must be is it, affirmative form. Number 3, she won't come. Elle ne viendra pas. Won't is negative, so will she, because won't is the contraction of will not. Number 4, they couldn't come. Could they? So, okay. When a sentence has one of these words, meaning no, none, nothing, nobody, neither, never, rarely, barely, scarcely, seldom, these sentences are considered as negative. Lorsqu'une phrase contient ces mots-là ici, la phrase est considérée comme négative. Et par conséquent, le tag question doit être positif. Example, nobody could beat her. The sentence is negative because of nobody. Nobody is negative or semi-negative word, so the tag question must be positive. Could they? Number 2, she will never come here. Il ne viendra jamais ici. So because of never, sentence number 2 is in the negative form, and as a consequence, the tag questions will be in the positive or affirmative form, will she. Now, the choice of the verbs. So, in tag questions, the main verbs that are used in tag questions are auxiliary. L'auxiliaire est le verbe qu'on utilise dans les tag questions. It can be auxiliary, simple auxiliaries, or modal auxiliaries. Donc, vous pouvez avoir les auxiliaires de base ou bien les modaux. Be, do, have, can, may, must, etc. Example, he mustn't pay. Mustn't is auxiliary, is a verb. We repeat the verb here. On répète must. On a must, on répète must. Okay? Number 2, it was raining. We have was auxiliary. We repeat was, wasn't it. Okay? On respecte aussi la forme qu'on vient de voir. Mustn't negative, must affirmative, was affirmative, wasn't negative. I shouldn't resign. Je ne devrais pas démissionner. Should here is auxiliary. We repeat should. Should I? Affirmative form. Number 3, we had forgotten. We had forgotten. On avait oublié. Had also is auxiliary. We repeat the auxiliaries. So, auxiliaries are the only verbs that we use to form tag questions. Don't use main verbs or ordinary verbs. Now, sometimes you don't have auxiliaries. If you don't have auxiliaries, for example, you paid him. So pay is an ordinary verb. You can't say paid not him. No. What will you do? You will take do to help you, because do is a helping verb. Donc, lorsque vous avez un verbe ordinaire dans la phrase, vous n'avez pas d'auxiliaire, vous allez choisir do au même temps que le verbe. À quel temps est le verbe pay here? Au passé. Donc, on va prendre did, parce que did, c'est la version de do au passé. On aura quoi? Didn't you, c'est la forme négative, parce qu'ici, on a la forme affirmative. Number 2, it stinks. Ça pue. To stink is ordinary verbs. So, in the tag questions, you are going to take do in the simple present, because stink is in the simple present. So, it is does. Doesn't it? Number 3, he teaches biology. Il enseigne la biologie, les SVT. Il enseigne SVT. Donc, he teaches biology. Teach is an ordinary verb. We can't use teach in the tag question. We take the equivalent of teach. It is does. Here, doesn't he. Number 4, they know me. They know me. Ils me connaissent. Know also is not auxiliary. So the equivalent of know is do. Because we say they do. We don't say they does. Simple present. So don't they. So it's very important, the choice of the verb. Now, choosing the subject. How to choose the subject? The subject very often must be a personal pronoun. We use personal pronouns for subject. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they, normally. You paid me, here you have you, we repeat you. Didn't you? Number 2, it isn't correct. It, we repeat it. Is it? Number 3, he flies planes. Il pilote des avions. Doesn't he? We repeat the he here. Number 4, they know me. We repeat also they. So tag questions are formed with pronouns as subject. Now, if there is no pronoun in the sentence, s'il n'y a pas de pronom personnel dans le sujet, comme my father here, like my father, we take the equivalent of my father. My father, father is a person, it is a man, we say he. So didn't he? He replaces father. Don't say didn't my father. The room is dark. La chambre est sombre. Bien, la salle est sombre. The room, the equivalent of the room is it. So, isn't it? Don't say isn't the room, isn't it? Number 3, Amy works in a bank. Amy is a person. She is a girl or a woman. The equivalent of Amy is she. Doesn't she? Number 4, the birds sing. Les oiseaux chantent. The equivalent of bird is they. Don't they? So, very important. If the subject is someone, everyone, anyone, no one, or somebody, everybody, anybody, nobody, someone, somebody c'est quelqu'un, everyone, everybody c'est tout le monde, anyone, anybody c'est n'importe qui, no one, nobody c'est personne. Donc, ça c'est des personnes qui ne sont pas spécifiques. Est-ce que c'est femme? Est-ce que c'est homme? Is it masculine or feminine? We don't know. So the equivalent of someone, everyone, anyone, no one, somebody, everybody, nobody is they. So use they as a subject in tag questions to replace someone, everyone, etc. Someone called me, didn't they? Pourquoi they? Parce qu'on ne peut pas dire didn't he ou bien didn't she, parce qu'on ne sait pas celui qui appelle. Quelqu'un m'a appelé. Ce quelqu'un-là, c'est qui? Is it a person? Is it a man or a woman? We don't know. So we use they. Okay? Nobody is around. Don't forget, nobody is negative form. Are they? They. So don't use is because we have a new subject, which is they. So the verb agrees with the new subject. Are they? Something, everything, anything, nothing. Quelque chose, tout, rien, n'importe quoi, rien. In this case, the subject will be it. Example, something bit you. Quelque chose t'a mordu, n'est-ce pas? Didn't it? So it here replaces, okay, something. Alright? Nothing will happen, is it? Nothing will be replaced by it. Subject, this, that will become it, these, those, they. Example, that's true, isn't it? C'est vrai, n'est-ce pas? So it stands for that. These are mine, ce sont les miens ou les miennes. Aren't they, n'est-ce pas? So they replaces these. This is an online course. Ceci est un cours en ligne, n'est-ce pas? Isn't it? So it replaces this in the sentence. There will be there. So there is one of the exceptions for subjects. There is a fly in the milk. Il y a une mouche dans le lait, n'est-ce pas? Isn't there. So don't say isn't it, isn't there. So there remains there. There must be an error. Il doit y avoir une erreur. Mustn't there. There was an accident. Il y avait un accident. Wasn't there. One also becomes one as subject. One never knows. On ne sait jamais, n'est-ce pas? Does one. One never knows. Does one. Exercise. Make tag questions out of the following statements. This is my daughter. Donc, appuyez sur le bouton pause. Faites l'exercice. OK? Et continuez la leçon. OK? That is my daughter. Everybody was there. You can't play the piano. The student went on strike. Nothing is done to stop the problem. My grandfather has never been to Dakar. Our team will lose the game. Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash. COVID-19 is more dangerous than Ebola. There are bugs on your bed. Now, some particular cases, des cas particuliers, des exceptions. Let's, meaning let us. Let's, the third question will be, shall we? Come on, let's move out, sortons, allons-y dehors. Shall we? So whenever we see let's plus something, third question is, shall we? Another example, let's get going. Commençons la réunion, commençons le cours. Let's get going, shall we? Let plus object plus verb. Example, let them go out, laisse-les sortir. Will you? Let the girls come in, laisse-les filles entrer. Want you? So, will you, want you for let plus object plus verb. The imperative, meaning orders. Sit down, will you? So when you have an order, it is will you or would you. Would you is more correct, more polite. Invitations, you say want you. Sit down, want you. Mais quelle est la différence entre sit down, ordre, et sit down, invitation? Tout dépend du ton, the pitch of your tongue. Okay? So when you say sit down, it's an order. When you say sit down, it is invitation. Okay? Negative, will you? Don't sit down. Will you? Something good to know. Aren't I? When you say I am, don't say amn't I. In some countries, like in Wales, people say amn't I. But here, the best option is aren't I. Donc, on va emprunter le are de you pour former le tag question de I am. Seulement I am à la forme affirmative. Mais quand je dis I am not, c'est am I. Okay, so I am, aren't I. I am the best, je suis le meilleur. Aren't I, n'est-ce pas? I am always on time, je suis toujours à l'heure. Aren't I. I am your best friend, je suis ton meilleur ami. Aren't I. So, aren't I is a tag question for I am. And don't say aren't I. It's not that. It is aren't or aren't I in good English. When you have apostrophe D, it can mean two things. He'd called the police, he'd called the police. Regardez ici l'apostrophe ED, l'apostrophe ED. Qu'est-ce que cela peut signifier? Soit, c'est le simple conditional. Le simple conditional est formé comment? Would plus la forme de base. So when it is simple conditional, it is would plus base form. So normally here it is simple conditional. But when you have had plus past participle, it is a past perfect. Had, called, past. So normally here it is would call and here it is had call. Parce que l'apostrophe D peut remplacer had, peut aussi remplacer would. Donc pour contracter would, c'est apostrophe D. Pour contracter aussi had, c'est apostrophe D. Donc comment savoir si c'est had, première phrase, had called ou bien would call? Vous avez déjà appris les temps. Vous avez appris que le conditionnel se forme avec would plus la base du verbe et que le past perfect se forme avec had plus le passif passé. Donc, on peut déduire que numéro 1, c'est wouldn't he. Parce que ici, on a base form. Et que numéro 2, normalement, c'est hadn't he, normalement. OK? Hadn't he. OK? So be careful. Example. We'd seen the thieves. On a vu les voleurs. On avait vu les voleurs. Here, is it would or had? Is it past perfect or simple conditional? Of course, it is past perfect because we have here the past participle. To see, had the seen. So, number 2, we do the chores. Nous allons faire les travaux ménagers. Here, it is had or would. Normally, it is would because do is base form. When you have base form, it is would here. When you have past participle, it is had. Consequently, he is calling the yes. Now, apostrophe S. He is calling the police. His also can be he is, he has. So, it can be he is, it can be he has called the police. Is it is calling or has calling? Is it is called or has called? So, let us explain. Is plus ing, the present continuous. Has plus past participle, the present perfect. And is plus past participle, the passive voice. Here, he is calling the police, present continuous. So the third question will be with the verb is, auxiliary is. So, isn't he? He's called the police. He has called the police because we have the past participle. So, it is has. And here, he is called by. When you see by, it means it is passive voice. And the passive voice is formed with auxiliary be. So normally here it is be. So go back to your lessons to better understand this. You have also videos on this in this channel. Donc il y a déjà des vidéos sur ces leçons-là dans la chaîne YouTube. Ok, donc à vous d'aller les voir. Have. Have can be auxiliary. It can be a full verb or ordinary verb. When have is auxiliary, he has called, hasn't he? On maintient le have. Amy has come, had come, hadn't she? We have won, haven't we? Donc ici, have est un auxiliaire, on maintient l'auxiliaire have. Maintenant, comment savoir si have auxiliaire ou bien c'est un verbe? Il y a déjà une vidéo sur ça dans la chaîne. Donc fermez cette vidéo-là et regardez en bas, vous allez voir la vidéo qui porte sur la leçon, spécialement have auxiliaire et have verbe ordinaire. So, when have is full verb, comme les verbes ordinaires, to look, to hear, to see, to have, to eat, to listen, c'est d'où qu'on va prendre. He has a new car, doesn't he? They have the best mark, don't they? Ali had a puncture, didn't he? Ici, have auxiliaire, il accompagne le verbe call, le verbe come, le verbe want. Ici, have est un verbe, il n'accompagne aucun verbe, ok, et il a un sens. Maintenant, comment répondre aux tag questions? How to answer to tag questions? Yes, subject auxiliary. No, subject auxiliary. The hunter shot the tiger, didn't he? Le chasseur a tiré sur l'animal. Yes, the tigre. Didn't he? Yes, he did. Oh no, he didn't. He has not called the police. Has he? No, he hasn't. My uncle can fly a plane. Can't he? Yes, he can. Let's practice now. Exercise. Make tag questions out of the following statement. Voici quelques archives de baccalauréat des années passées sur les tag questions. Don't put the blame on our roads. Donc, récemment, il y a eu au baccalauréat un texte sur les accidents de la route. Et cette phrase-là a été donnée aux candidats. You received the notification about the increase in rental fees. I heard that you have decided to leave the village. If you could earn your living here, you'd stay. You've probably heard of a gas field attack in Algeria last week. This violence seems to be unstoppable. So your stomach is aching. Be careful about its toxic cap. Donc toutes ces phrases-là, je les ai pris des sujets de bac des années passées. Appuyez sur le bouton pause, essayez de les faire. Là aussi, appuyez sur le bouton pause et faites les exercices. I am too late. He is reading a newspaper. And when you finish, please send me exercise and ask me questions. Et n'oubliez pas de vous abonner à ma chaîne pour les prochaines vidéos. Je vous promets que ce sera très très important. It will be dope. So thank you for watching. You are all winners, don't forget. There is no loser here. Goodbye.